Okay, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. We don't have a name for the podcast yet. We're going to just have to.
We've had some ideas. Nothing concrete, though.
Yeah, that's because we don't know what direction we're going.
Yeah, we're just winging it.
We're just swinging it.
This mic, I don't like it.
I don't like this one either because I have to put it on books. So, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I'm going to talk about salvation. That's where I'm at. I picked a Bible verse for salvation. So, we have 3 dogs around here. The kids moved out, and now we have 3 small, ankle-biting, loud animals.
And they require our attention.
All the time.
All the time.
So, what do you know about salvation? Do you know what salvation is? Like in terms of when we're talking about Jesus?
I guess I would assume that it would mean like, well, the definition of it, no, I don't have any idea what it means. But I have an idea, if you know what I mean, about what it means.
You don't want to share it. You'd rather me just tell you what the definition of salvation is.
Yeah, you tell me the definition, and I'll see if I'm right.
The definition of salvation is preservation or deliverance from harm, ruin, or loss. In the theological definition is deliverance from sin and its consequences, believed by Christians to be brought about by faith in Christ. Is that what you think it is?
It lines up.
You're so insightful. So, salvation. I guess in regular terms, you know, if I say, "Oh, you're my salvation," it kind of just means that you saved me from something. In Christian terms, salvation is what you do when you give all of your hurts, heartaches, hang-ups, everything to God. You ask him to come into your life, and he makes you new, and he becomes your salvation. So, yeah, and he saves you from harm and ruin and all the things, and he's like he's the lion on your team. So, I found this verse, John 1:9. This true light coming into the world gives light to every man. And I believe it's speaking about Jesus Christ, which is where you get your salvation from. So the Blue Letter Bible, the New Living Translation is, the one who is the true light, who gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He came into the very world he created, but the world didn't recognize him. He came to his own people, and even they rejected him. But to all who believed him and accepted him, he gave the right to become children of God. That, to me, is salvation. They are reborn, not with physical birth resulting from human passion or plan, but a birth that comes from God. So the Word became human and made his home among us. And that's verse 14. And the Word is God, or Jesus. Jesus became human, and he came here to save us all, to give us salvation. He created a way for us to go directly to the Father, because in the Old Testament, there was rules and regulations and law and burnt sacrifices and all that. So God sent Jesus here so that we have a direct line for salvation. And this is my favorite part about the Bible. In Isaiah 11:10, it is prophesied. Like there's just so much in the Old Testament that is the telling of what's going to happen in the New Testament. So Isaiah 11:10, in that day the heir to David's throne will be a banner of salvation to all the world. The nations will rally to him, and the land where he lives will be a glorious place. In that day the Lord will reach out his hand a second time to bring back the remnant of his people, those who remain in Assyria and northern Egypt, in southern Egypt, Ethiopia, and Elam, in Babylonia, Hamath. I think that is like probably speaking of the second coming, actually. But it's just Jesus is the heir to David's throne. So, and I don't know the story of David. It's on my list of things, but
Your list of things keeps growing and growing and
I
growing.
know. I know. I just keep following and following.
It does make you happy though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I'm secure. I have a secure future. Every
Well,
everything in this world is
for years
perishable.
we've been like, you need to find a hobby. You need to find a hobby. Well, you found like the hobby.
The hobby.
The hobby.
The hobby. You think this is a hobby?
No, I don't think it's a hobby, but
That's a funny way to put it.
like, I mean, it's new. It's new to the house here, like our family.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's totally new. The Isaiah's our son. He told me the other day that I'm so different now, and it's weird. And I imagine it probably is.
It's
Too.
different, but it's not. It's not like a bad weird.
It's not a bad weird.
It's not a bad weird.
It's because it's a good weird.
Yeah.
Well, so you didn't tell me you thought salvation was, and I looked it up.
I didn't realize it was strictly just like godly and
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
centered.
I mean, well, it can mean other things in the world and fleshly, but salvation, as far as that's, it's like becoming a Christian, changing your life, becoming new. Um, and I think that we're missing the mark a lot. I think, like you've heard me talk about, when I see on Facebook, everybody's like, "Oh, pray for me," or "Can we send some prayers out?" Which I'm happy to pray for everybody, and I will pray for everybody all the time. But but there's something to be said about having a relationship versus every once in a while recognizing that there's a creator, a God in heaven, and then, asking him for stuff. It's like calling your dad who you haven't talked to in 5 years, and because he didn't, for whatever reason, and saying, "Hey dad, can you give me $500?" And then when he says no, you get mad about it. That's what it's like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
not that I'm offended. Like I said, I'm happy to pray for everybody, but I mean, the reality is everybody in the world can say they believe in God, but I mean, is that going to matter? No, it's not. You know, you're saved by faith. We talked about faith earlier, but you're saved by faith, and you want to have a relationship with God. A present relationship with God. Talk to Him every day. Put Him first in your life. And we talked about that earlier, as we're unequally yoked. And
Well,
Cory just learned what unequally yoked means.
Well, we are.
And I read him the Bible verse where it talks about that. And
It was Corinthians, wasn't it?
yes, second. Yeah, you're learning. But I mean, there's the time is coming where there's not going to be any time left to decide. And what I wonder what it is that makes people who say, "Oh, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus," or it's really hard to defute Jesus anyway. Like, the reality, the proof is all out there that he was real.
I'm not trying to do all that.
Okay. Well, well, my question is what will it take, or what kind of things are needed in the flesh, in the world, in the secular world, to get people to take their, "Yeah, I believe in God," to, "Yeah, I have a relationship with God. Yeah, I speak to God every day. He's my pilot." What
That's a good question, because I'm one of those people. And if I
don't know.
but I don't know. Like I'm trying for the moment.
For the moment.
I'm looking
Okay.
for the
You're
moment,
waiting for the moment.
and I feel like I see little dribbles like, oh, here I am. Let me sprinkle a little something on there for you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I get to looking around like, was it? I don't know. Is it odd? I don't know. But then I'm just waiting for that big. I've been wrong, or you know, just the
Right.
moment where because you seem to have that moment. Like there was a moment.
Well, I I was saved as a teenager and I experienced, so I don't know if my moment happened then. And to be honest, when I recommitted my life, when I got saved again, nothing in my life was bad. I didn't have any sorrow, hurts,
Right. I
anything.
feel like yeah. Like I'm
Why
good.
do we need to change?
I'm
Why do we
good.
need
Like
things
I'm
to
really
change?
happy. Life seems to be good. The kids are fairly happy most of the time.
Right?
Like they're doing well. We're doing fine. We we have these dogs that occupy most of our time because
Right.
the kids are gone. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't
everything's
know.
good.
I don't know if I had a moment. I don't know if I had a moment or maybe
Which
like
I guess is a moment in and of itself. Like I've got nothing to complain about. How about that? There's your moment.
yeah, right? Yeah, I
Like,
guess could
man, you
be.
are blessed. There's your
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I
I mean,
don't
I just realized that's the way of looking at it as we're sitting here talking about it. So that's pretty cool.
like
But
wow.
yeah,
He's been there. He's if my wife is right, he's been there this whole
right.
time guiding
Well, I've
things.
always said, if you can't get it right the first two times, do it the way your wife says.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I had a moment. It was just like you, like subtle things I started doing in a devotional and getting into the Word of God and the Bible itself, like kind of lit a fire and made me excited about things. And not only that, but I think once you know, we had we've had so much turmoil, fire in our life, like struggles and things that we've been through that we've successfully made it out of. And looking back, I can see God in it. I can see that He was there the whole time, even if I made the choice to not include Him. He was still there, um, and and I think that that just goes to the terms of we we all have a calling on our life, a purpose, a mission, and it's to bring people into the kingdom of God, which is why I need some insight from you, Mister, standing outside the kingdom, standing outside the gates, trying to figure out how to
I'm
reach the
looking in like,
multitudes.
what's going on in there?
Yeah, you need me dancing in the spirit, just having a good old time.
You
You
know,
need to be like, I want some of that. It's an incredible place to be.
pretty noon
Yeah,
every day.
yeah.
I feel good.
Get that nourishment,
Yep.
that food. Well, and I know like you don't read, so sitting down and reading the Bible is not something that you're just going to be like, oh, cool, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's real hard for me.
But you got a Bible app now with narration.
Yep. I'm taking steps.
But the Bible is sometimes hard, I think, to sometimes to decipher what it's saying. And not only that, but what are the implications of what has been said? Okay, here's this Bible verse, but what does it really mean? And and does it mean something different for everybody? Like I I when I first started reading the Bible and I would go to my Tuesday night group, we'd talk about how the Bible is alive because you and I can read the same passage but get something different from it. Now, there's clear, like there's I found commentary and stuff like that, which I started digging into, which is really really helpful and helps to like pound it in because I really have a hard time with retention. But I think that you know the Bible is a place. It's like an instruction manual. It's a place that you go when you need some instruction. it's not the easiest read ever. Plus, there's so many people that, I mean, how many people could say, you hear a lot of people, I read the Bible from cover to cover and I got nothing, you know?
Well, I haven't read the Bible, and I know that's not true.
Right?
You can't read something and get nothing.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Even I struggle with reading comprehension, but I couldn't read a whole book and get nothing out of it. That's
Yeah.
like you weren't
Well,
really reading.
Well, and we talk about, that, like, if you believe in God, you got to believe in the devil, and that the devil is the prince of this world. He's the king. He's the one who runs things down here.
Well, I'm finding analogies like that make perfect sense.
Yeah.
So,
Give me an example.
well, just look at the world today.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That there's evil in the world.
You can throw a rock and land on a sin.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of funny. It's not funny, but yeah, I think you're right. And we talk about, so when we talk about salvation, that when God created Adam and Eve, they were perfect and they had no sin. And, and they were created and they were spirit and flesh. And then, when they listened to the devil and they ate the fruit, that their flesh kind of like took over, and they now like wanted to sin. Like there was sin everywhere. Sin overtook all the good. And now, thousands and thousands and however many years later, I'm not a theologian, but you're right, you could throw a rocket and hit a sin because it is so everywhere. And what we've done is harden ourselves. And what I mean by that is we've gotten so soft to sinning. We've allowed so much sin to come in, and we've made justifications for it to be okay, to be good. We talk about we shift the moral line. We've been shifting the moral line so long that now people don't see the things they do as a sin. It's just what they do, and it's not bad. It's not hurting anybody. It's not a sin. But what it's doing is separating them from God and from being able to receive the things that God has. It's hardening of the heart. I try and think back upon all the years that I spent as a non-Christian living in the world and the struggles I went through and all the things, and knowing what I know and what I knew about salvation and about God and about, how he saves us literally from everything. And I still chose to not follow him. And I don't know if I can say with 100% certainty that I chose to not follow him because I didn't want to give up all the fun things. I wanted to smoke cigarettes, I wanted to drink beer, I wanted to do drugs, I wanted to swear, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And really, when you have a relationship with God, it's about striving to do what he wants you to do and putting him first. And I think that that's why I was like, I don't want anything to do with that, because a Christian life is a non-fun life. You can't have fun when you're a Christian. And I probably have had more fun in the last year than I've had in years and years and years and years. And I don't do it, I'm not out sinning. I'm not out partying. I'm not out doing all the things that are fun, So I think that we just get tricked. The devil tricks us into believing that being a Christian isn't fun. Living in the world is fun, and doing the worldly things is fun. And and the reality is God is gentle. And when you come to him and you talk to him about salvation, about accepting him, about following him, he's gentle with you. He doesn't expect you to just quit being who you are in one day. I mean, it's been 2 years for me that I've worked on all kinds of different things. My character, who I am, like, so we're just, how do you, back to the original question, how do I get that across to people? Because I want everybody to be saved. You, my children, people in my family, people I meet on the streets, all the hurting people. How do you get them, convey to them that this is a peaceful, loving God who wants nothing more than to carry them through their struggles and to get them through everything to make them a better person? How do you convey that?
I would tell them they should probably listen to this podcast.
Okay.
That'd be a
Just
start.
put it out there. Hey, listen to this podcast.
Listen to this podcast.
Listen to these two crazy people talk about crazy things. But really, I mean, I'd be curious to know. I'd be curious to talk to other people who, well, okay. So when you get two kinds of people that I've ran across. You get the people that are absolutely willing to talk to you about God, and they recognize your faith, and they have questions, or they want to know, or they know that when they're going through something, you're the one they're calling because they want you to pray for them. You get those kinds of people. And then you get the people like you were, I don't know, 8 months ago, who was like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. Cool. Go
Right.
have fun with your friends.
Yeah, I wasn't.
But I don't want nothing to do with that.
No.
I don't believe any of that. And I guess it's because we have a good relationship, a good friendship, that we can, talk about things without offense,
Yeah, it doesn't become hostile or angry.
No. At first, I think it did, though. I remember one night you guys were making fun of me. You and Isaiah were making fun of me. And I got really, really mad. And I came in my room and I just started praying. And I was like, God, how am I supposed to reach them? How am I supposed to get them to believe me and see you? And he just said, it's not your job to do that. It's your job to plant the seed and open the door. You show them me through your life, but it's not your job to bring them to me. And that took a huge weight off my chest. And to be honest, it helps me be less offended when you guys, if you crack a joke or, whatever.
Do I still crack jokes?
Oh, yeah, you crack jokes.
I?
You're a jokester.
I thought I had turned that down quite a bit.
Oh, you have turned it down quite a bit, but you still make jokes.
I'll work on that.
That's fine. God's got me. He helps me. He helps me through everything. But I ask for help because I can't. Like to be the person that I know he wants me to be, I require him to help me because the real me, the fleshly me wants to all the time jump out and yell or be terrible or whatever.
Right.
But the real question is, how do you reach those people? I mean, when we went into the prison, and I was scared to death to talk to these prisoners about salvation. That's all it was. You read from a tract. You had a script to follow. And there was something so unnatural about it for me. And I was like, I can't talk to these people about it. They're going to think I'm crazy. And I thought about you and the kids. And when I talk to you guys about God and Jesus and how sometimes I can just look at you and I know you're in your brain what you're thinking. This woman is a lunatic. And so I was like, how do you go into a prison and tell people that when that's what they're going to be thinking? But the reality is you don't know. You don't know. I don't know. When we have a conversation, I only know what you allow me to know. I don't know what else is behind there. So I'll just keep talking. But you got to figure out a way to reach deep into people and get them on our team. Man, we got to build God's kingdom. I know you think I'm a crackpot, but he's going to come back one day, and you want everybody with you. You don't want to leave anybody behind. April talked about it on Sunday about the ark. Only Noah's family. Noah built that ark. I think a lot of years. Okay, and nobody believed Noah that a flood was coming because they've never seen rain, so they didn't believe in it. So he's building this big giant boat, and everybody's like, "You are an idiot. What are you doing?
Right.
You're nuts." And the reality is, he was trusting and obeying God. And then when him and his family, they got on the boat and all the animals, and God closed the door. Noah couldn't open the door for anybody. And so when it started raining, all those people came, and they were pounding on the door. They're pounding on the boat. Let me in, let me in, let me in, And God closed that door. He's going to close the door again. And how do we get the people on the boat? Get these people on the boat. You got to get on the boat. How am I going to get you on the boat?
I'm working on it. I'm trying to get my passport right now. I got to get my paperwork all good.
You're waiting for a moment.
I'm waiting for a moment. What really has me is I think all dogs go to heaven, and that's where my two favorite dogs are. So
is in heaven.
If I'm gonna see him again, I got some work to do.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Well, I think you think sometimes, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it's different for you or for other people. But like I said, I think you got to do it all in 1 minute. Like the minute that you ask Jesus into your heart, you have to change immediately. And that's just not a reality. It takes time to change. God will go at your pace to a certain point. There might come a time where he's like, all right, kick it in high gear.
I know, I can get pretty lazy.
You'd be like the Beastie Boys, kick it, and then you got to go. There's no, we can't sit around and wait anymore. But I mean, really, like if you can enter into it, curious. It's just like Jesus when he got the disciples. He didn't say, okay, yes, you got to obey me, listen to everything I say, follow all the laws, follow all the rules. If you make mistakes, you're done. He just said, come and follow me, come and see. And that's really the first step in salvation, is just coming and seeing. That's probably where you are. You're in the come and see spot.
I am in the come and see part, but I've seen in April.
Yeah.
So.
Right, but April's just a messenger from God. She just delivers a message.
And at this point,
she keeps your attention.
At this point, that's a feat in and of itself.
Keeping your attention.
It's like you said, 8 months ago, I wasn't interested. And in my hobby hopping abilities, if I'm not interested, it ain't sticking.
Let's talk about his hobby hopping abilities. So we're talking about a man who, once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, whatever, decides that he wants to try something new, like photography, guns and ammo. What else has there been? Quads. He bought a boat once. That didn't even touch the water. It didn't leave the driveway. But hey, he tried it out. Yeah. I mean, and now we're podcasting. This is also his brainchild because he loves hobbies. He's in love with hobbies. He's always played guitar though, so I will give you that. Your guitar playing has been consistent. You did like meander about it for a little while, but you've always had a love for guitars. And that is also where I'm trying to learn, because Cory doesn't want to play worship music or contemporary Christian music. He likes heavy metal and rock music, and he dabbles into some country and stuff, but his real love when he plays is rock music. He likes riffs and
in a groove.
Yeah. And so I keep telling him to write his own Christian music, but I guess he's waiting for that moment. I don't know when that moment is. We joke and laugh about it, but the reality is it's gonna come. You're gonna get your moment, but watch what you ask for.
Oh, be careful what I ask for.
Yeah, be careful what you ask. But yeah. I don't know. I think that there's there's much to be learned, and one really important thing that I need to learn is how to bridge the gap between me and people who don't believe like I believe.
We're unequally yoked.
We're unequally yoked. Yes. Yeah. And
My bridge is getting smaller, I think. It's just slow, and I can see that it's frustrating to you sometimes that it's slow, and because you're moving at highway speeds, and I'm taking up the left lane going like 40, and you're mad. You want me to get over or catch up?
pick pick get over. Yeah. Yes. It is that's a good analogy. I don't think I necessarily get mad. I think that well, at least I try to be really patient with it. Well, because ultimately I love you and I want to share life with you, and I want you to share Jesus with me. I want that to be a thing. Um, it's a desire of my heart, but more than anything, I want you in heaven with me. You know, I want you to come to heaven. The same thing with the children, but I don't. I don't think you're in the left lane because I don't think you get in my way. I think you're very good about allowing me space to do what I feel like I need to do. Like if I say, Cory, God says I need to do this, I think that you are.
Yeah. Well, what do you need from me?
Yeah, yeah. I think you allow me to.
You need a ride? I'll drive.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Right. So I don't think that I don't necessarily think you're in the left lane making me angry. Um, I think that I pass by you and it makes me sad that I see you're like the little old guy driving 45 and a 70. I'm like, come on, little buddy, you can do it. You can make it. But I guess you'll get your moment. Yes, you heard him, God. He said, I just wait for my moment. Yeah, but you're also so willing to hear, and a lot of people are not. Like, you know, well, you see, like when you have Cory has band night, so he has a whole band, and everybody comes over, and we sit around, and well, Don's wants to talk about Jesus all the time to everybody, and some people are really receptive to it. Other people are not. You know, other people don't want nothing to do with it, and so you're at least receptive. And when I get excited to tell you something, you listen, and you at least seem like you care about what I'm saying.
Ultimately, I have one job: listen to what my wife says.
Yeah, that's your only job.
Yeah.
Listening to your wife.
Listen. It's half the battle.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Well, listen about the small things too, like, oh, hey, when you have to set your trash on the counter because it's heaped full, just pull out the bag.
Yeah, well, I was gonna do it in the morning. You're too fast, and you don't work on my time.
Oh, you're waiting for another moment, huh?
Yeah,
You're
waiting for the moment. Yep, in the morning. When everything's much happier.
Joy in the morning. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think that church is a firm foundation to start at. But I think we need to. What do you think would make people come to church more? What do you think would? So you come to church every week. I love this church that we go to.
Yeah.
But what do you think would draw more people in? Like our kids like to come. Well, one of them likes to come. But what would make church more appealing to people that aren't even where you are in your path, but where you were 8 months ago? Like if it wasn't for the fact that you happen to you work with somebody that goes to that church and they invite you all the time. What would, and your wife wanted to go, but she didn't want to go alone because she was scared, because that's the only reason you came, is because you knew I was nervous about going there by myself.
Yeah.
So how do you get people in the door?
Uh,
Music?
that's what I was thinking. That's where my mind was going. Because, well, Kathy was there for like the first live musical performance that I've seen at the church. As far as like a Sunday worship
Right.
live music goes, and it it was much better for
Yeah.
me even. Just just the two songs that she did, and then the third song later. But I was paying more attention to the song.
Right.
My mind wasn't wandering.
What if God is like destining you to be like a worship leader, where maybe you don't sing but you play guitar and you orchestrate and you lead the whole team. You find somebody who can sing, and then you got a drummer and a guitar player, and what do you think that would look like? You could alter the worship music. I mean, we talk about music as far as like age and generation gaps and things like that. But I think that you can find a middle common ground with music, where you can bring people in, younger people, but you can also satisfy the older people too. I mean, what
Like contemporary classic rock.
kind of? I mean, why not? Why not put a riff on a worship song?
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I'm I'm no lyricist,
Well,
a song that way. But like as far as music and riffs go, I could make
well,
them all
I
day.
think there's like about 1.5 billion hymns from all the different churches. They all have hymnals. I think like the Gaithers, they're older. I think they wrote the whole hymnal in the one church that I went to. Um, so what if you took an old hymn and added some flair to it, but not full, not like your death metal flair, but like just a little bit of flair where it's fun for you, where you can enjoy playing it, but also the message, the worship can also happen, because worship is like imperative. You figure in in speaking in terms of um worship, you're worshiping a God who loves you more than anything, who's your father, and who's given you everything in the world that you could imagine. And so music needs to convey that you're worshiping a God, but also, why can't you twist it up and have a little fun with it?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, what's
Needs
stopping you?
needs to be some fun.
Do it in the morning.
Do
You're
it in the
gonna you
morning.
got to do it in the morning. Well, you said you take the trash out in the morning. There's
Listen,
joyful in the morning.
listen. Don't start.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying that singers are really a dime a dozen. You just need somebody that can carry a tune. I can carry a tune, for heaven's sake.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So you just need, you know, a guitar and an
I
amp.
got one of them
Okay. I got
and
it.
one of those.
Okay. And then some lyrics to put to it. So you
I
think
don't
that
have
if
any
you're
of that.
like, you think if you told your friends or your, well, do you have friends? If you told your friends, hey, I'm playing at church this morning, you want to come? Or your dad, even, or, you know, people in your life. Hey, I'm playing. I'm playing in my church band this morning.
I'm playing a gig on Sunday morning.
Yeah. Followed by a great speaker, followed by a great message. You think that would get people in? You think people would come for that?
Good question.
I mean, I guess we got a bunch of
I
questions.
know less people would come than if I was playing with the band at, say, the bar, local bar
The
down
more
the
people
road.
would come to the bar than they
Yes.
would come to church.
Yes.
I wonder why.
Not even just. Obviously, more strangers would come because the bar. But like as far as people that I would invite, more would show up to the bar than if I invited those same people to a church.
Why do you think that is? What's the answer? Is it because they don't? Do you think that people don't want to come to church because they feel convicted when they go there? And you know what that means, right?
Yes.
Okay.
People don't like to be called out on their BS.
Yeah, maybe they don't want to feel guilty about the things that they do.
I don't know. I think it's amazing getting called out on your BS when you never spoke to that person about it.
Is it odd or is it God?
Like, she's looking right at me and talking about that stuff. I didn't tell her that. How does she?
And you enjoy that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the only one in the world who enjoys getting called out on your stuff. I don't like getting called out on my stuff.
Yeah.
You might be.
Those are the moments where I'm like, somebody told her.
God told her probably. Or he didn't. Or he just gave her a message. She just listened. He said, follow me here. And she dug in and she found it. It's quite incredible how God and the Spirit work in doing that. And maybe that's it. Maybe people don't want to come to church because they don't want to feel guilty about the life that they live, and that's what happens.
Yeah, they don't want.
Yep.
Because
they think they've justified the life they live, and they think it's okay, and they don't want anyone to tell them any differently. I guess that's probably some truth too. Because, yeah, stubbornness. Yeah, but if only all knew the ease of life once you start following God and listening to what he says. There's so much peace there and comfort and answers to all your questions. Like, oh God, I don't know. I'm going to pray about it. And then he's going to help you figure it out. Kind of like recording the podcast.
I hope it's been recording. I can't. It looks like it's still going.
That's so awesome. This Cory doesn't pray. He just gives shout outs. We talk. It's probably hard living with me sometimes because I do go a mile a minute. My trajectory is steadily moving forward, and I'm not a quiet person. I don't hold a lot back. I mean, I hold some back, but I share. I'm an oversharer, so I can imagine that sometimes it's hard.
Well, I don't talk airspace.
Yeah, it is. So
and you do. You talk to me all day, and I will listen all day.
Yeah. I know, but it's not that you just listen, but you listen. Like you listen and you respond, and you know.
Well,
so I'm gonna read you this, John 15:16. And this is Jesus' words. And this is beautiful. You didn't choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce lasting fruit, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask for using my name. This is my command. Love each other. If the world hates you, remember that it hated me first. The world would love you as one of its own if you belonged to it, but you are no longer part of the world. I chose you to come out of the world, so it hates you. Do you remember what I told you? A slave is not greater than the master. Since they persecuted me, naturally they will persecute you. And if they had listened to me, they would listen to you. Maybe that's God's way of telling me that some people are just not going to listen to me. But my favorite part is, you didn't choose me, I chose you. So that just says, Jesus is saying, I didn't choose him, he chose me. The same goes for you and everybody else. He chose all of us. But we're also wrapped up in ourselves.
We don't realize what we're missing.
Yes. Missing so much. Definitely.
The step
Step by step.
step by step.
Step by step. So
This is a step in the right direction.
here's what I've learned. You have absolutely no idea how to build a bridge to get people on my team.
Yep.
And I needed your help with that.
Yeah, I'm not a very good guest here, am I?
No. I need some more. I need better guests. Dang it. I need better questions. But this is only the first podcast. So
And I'm pretty new at this.
yeah, well, I'm not also not like steeped in theology and everything else.
I mean, maybe in a year, ask me the same question, and I might have a good answer
You'll have already
or a
been
decent one.
you've already been building the bridge for like 6 months.
Who?
You. So just imagine if like you started playing at church and people came because they loved your music and they started coming to church for that, and then they got this great message afterwards. Like you could just win so many people over to Jesus and to the kingdom by your talents, your God-given talents. That would be a moment.
Indeed. A moment, indeed.
Okay. Well, I feel like we'll pick this up again some other time. And
Hopefully sooner than later. It was pretty enjoyable.
yeah,
I
it
would
was
say.
fun. Okay.
That's that.
What do you say? Signing off.
Signing off.